today I will be teaching you how to edit Fortnite creative clips in After Effects. If you guys also want to see a tutorial on my 3D animations, make sure to use code nytex and leave a comment. Let's get straight into the tutorial. So yeah guys, what's going on? I'm on After Effects, so I just got my song, my clip, and my two cinematics and some sound effects in After Effects. So what I always do first is just drop the song on the composition icon to create a new composition of the same length. I'm gonna go with 60 FPS this time, but normally I would recommend 25 if you don't have 240 FPS clips. So then your song will be over here, so otherwise you can just drop it in, of course. Then you need to search for a point where you want your clip to be. I use this one. Okay, so now we're just gonna make some markers with the star icon on our numpad. If you don't have a numpad, you can always just drag like this. This also works perfectly fine. So let's just make some markers. Okay, I made my markers now, so the red marker is the kill, and we don't just want to drag our clip, double click it. So it will open over here, and now we go to the part where we want our clip to start. For me it's going to be right about here. And then where the clip ends. Let's say maybe like over here. So yeah, just take this. Drop it like over here. Let's go to the part where I kill the guy. So on this frame here, I'm gonna make a marker. Take this to the kill. Then I markered this is the first cinematic, the second cinematic, here I want the cinematic to end. So I'm gonna press Ctrl+Shift+D on our clip to split it. And before we split it, I always forget this, I always pre-compose so you can change things afterwards. Now press Ctrl+Shift+D to split your clip, drag this over there and add this to this, so we now have some things over here. As you can see here you hear my keys, so I'm just gonna mute the clips with the small sound icon over there. Pretty nice, to be honest. So let's time remap these, so we got slow motion stuff. So on the second part we press Ctrl+Alt+T or right click time remap. So let's do this. Place a keyframes, a small diamond with this icon on the kill, one at the beginning and one like at the end. Since this is already recorded with slow-mo, we're not gonna need to slow it down that much, but we're gonna do a bit of slow-mo, so let's press F9, then just zoom in a bit. Okay, so we're gonna go in the middle keyframe, drag this here down, drag this up, drag this down, and also drag this a bit up. So it's already pretty nice. I really like this. Nice. So now check the first cinematic, yes, and go also where you wanted to start. So I wanted to end over here and to start over there. And but I'm gonna use this second one cinematic first, so I'm also gonna do this for this one. Use this icon and this icon, so I'm just gonna do it for the first cinematic. So let's drop this in here and press Ctrl+Alt+T. This is pretty important now to look carefully. You wanna make a keyframe at the end and now drag this right about here. Let's zoom in a bit. So like not at the end, like 75% of the length. I would say, like over there, or 66. Let's copy this and paste it over there. Now we can Ctrl-Shift-T and split the clip. So as you can see, it's already looking kind of nasty. So let's ease them again with F9 and just add some time remapping. So we're gonna drag this up again, and make these a bit more flat on top. So now it's gonna look fire. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna now do the same for the second clip. I'm gonna expand it again. So also the second clip, as you can see, but that's not looking that fire, to be honest, because there's still so much missing. So what we're gonna now do, I'm gonna do is the sound design first. So I'm just gonna drop a big whoosh over here and just drop my sound effects into the composition. You just drag them and press double L to get the waveform, and then just drop where you think they would match. So this whoosh fits pretty well in my opinion, so I'm just gonna add the other ones too. If your sound effect is just doesn't fit from the sound itself, you can always add effects like bass and treble, and I really like turning the treble down, the bass up, so it sounds like this. You don't hear it that much in sound effects, to be honest, more like on pump shots. So I'm just gonna delete this sound. For the sound, if I edit the sound, I often edit some bass and trebles, so as you can see I add the effect, and when I now turn this here down and this up, it will sound way cooler. Yes, and that's what I always do. So you know, edit just some basic sound effects. I'm not gonna go in the effects. I'm not gonna go too deep into effects and stuff, but I'm gonna do the basics. So, to create an adjustment layer, just go on the last cinematic you have, so the one which is on the top. Press Ctrl Alt Y, and now you have an adjustment layer. With Ctrl Shift D, you can again cut the edges off. So it's only as long as the clips are and the cinematics are. So what effects are we gonna add? I'm just gonna go over framework. We can see the clip real good. So like this one. Let's just add some S_war chroma to get the basic RGB split. Like 0.98 is looking pretty good, yes. And for the colors, I'm just gonna turn up the exposure a bit, so it's not so yes, I like it way more like this. And at the end, it's also pretty important, we wanna add crop edges. Delete the right and the left. Go to the middle of your cinematics, which the cut of these is for me pretty nice. So let's set this to 8%. Press make a keyframe. Then go to the beginning. Set this to 0%. Set it to 0% at the end. I think the exposure is actually too high. Now press U to show up all keyframes. Select all of them. Press F9 again. And now we just gotta create some curves like this. So flat on the top, hard at the beginning. So now the cinematics are they're gonna look pretty nice. Nice, that's nice. Okay, so these are already all the effects for cinematics. Now let's look at cinematics, probably the ones you want to see the most. So let's create an adjustment layer again. I always use adjustment layers, so I can use them. Let's set transform first, since transform is probably the most important one. Set the scale to 100% at the beginning, then go to the kill. Let's set this actually to like 30 and to 100% at the end. That's just a type of screen prompt I really like. So I'm gonna press F9 on all of them again, as always. Now drag these up, drag these down, like this, then like this, and now drag this up. So now it's gonna be like this. I really like this. Probably even more like this. So it goes just down. You don't have to go upwards, to be honest. Like this, it's already pretty fine. You can also make this one straight. So now it's just gonna zoom in and then go out at the end of the clip, which looks pretty nice in my opinion. Okay, so the one where the settings are probably the most important is definitely Twitch. So let's add Twitch to this, and by myself I even need to try Twitch settings every time. So let's set both of these to 0 at the beginning. I haven't tested this before, so maybe it's not gonna look good. But let's go to like 150 over here and set it to 0, 0. The end again, 0 and 0. Let's press U and go to this, keyframe this, and do it like this. So kinda goes down. Yes sir, like this. And so now you're gonna go to enable and enable slide, which will give you some really nice shake. But we don't want to go to all directions. Since this looks pretty random, I normally just want this to go, so set the spread to 0 and maybe turn on RGB, so let's do like 7, so we get some nice shake. Okay, I'm gonna set the twitches to 1.2 and set this to probably 70, so the shake is smoother. Okay, I think that looks kind of nice. The last thing I'm gonna add is s_u set bright or s-glow. Okay, for this one I'm gonna go with s-glow since I think brightness is a bit boring, so let's just set this to 0 over here. You can also use s_glint, that's what 12 is using, for example. Now let's turn up the glow a bit to like 1 maybe, and increase the width and set it back to 0 over here. And yes, in the beginning you wanna again do the same as always, like this. Let's see how this looks. Okay, I think that's nice enough for this tutorial. It's a kind of cool impact. Okay, so just one thing I also want to show you is you can just double click your pre-composition, so you're in the original footage again, and here you can, for example, add Trickster, which is also a plugin, and set this to your frame rate -240, and your slow motion will be so much smoother. So yes, I'm now gonna add some transitions and some tracked text to this wall here, but I'm not gonna include this into this tutorial. This video is gonna be posted in 3 days on my second channel, nytex edits. Make sure to check the channel out, but this video is also way too long, so I'm just gonna play the result for you now.